Section 1. Pilot and Aircraft Readiness Pilot Qualifications and Responsibilities Certificates and Documents. To act as pilot in command. PIC, you must have a valid pilot certificate, a current medical certificate, and a government-issued photo ID in your physical possession. Currency versus proficiency. Currency means you have met the legal minimums to fly, such as the flight review and passenger carrying requirements. It's the legal standard. Proficiency means you are a safe, competent pilot, comfortable and skilled in the aircraft. It's about your personal ability. To carry passengers, you must have made 3 takeoffs and 3 landings within the preceding 90 days in an aircraft of the same category, class, and type. For night currency, 1 hour after sunset to 1 hour before sunrise. These must be done to a full stop. Medical certificates. A third-class medical is the minimum required for a private pilot. If you are under age 40, it is valid for 60 calendar months. If you are age 40 or older, it is valid for 24 calendar months. PIC responsibility. FAR 91.3 states that the pilot in command is the final authority as to the operation of the aircraft. This means you are ultimately responsible for the safety of the flight, and in an in-flight emergency, you can deviate from any rule to the extent required to meet that emergency. Aeromedical factors, MSAFE. MSAFE stands for illness, medication, stress, alcohol, 8 hours bottle to throttle, no more than 0.04% BAC, fatigue, and emotion. You use this checklist to assess your fitness to fly. Hypoxia, a state of oxygen deficiency. Symptoms include cyanosis, blue lips, euphoria, headache, and impaired judgment. Hyperventilation, an abnormal increase in breathing rate, leading to a deficiency of carbon dioxide. Symptoms include lightheadedness, dizziness, and tingling. The treatment is to slow your breathing rate. Breathing into a paper bag can help. Carbon monoxide poisoning, a colorless, odorless gas that reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of your blood. Symptoms are similar to hypoxia, headache, drowsiness. The solution is to turn off the cabin heat, open fresh air vents, and land as soon as possible. Aircraft airworthiness required documents. AERO, Airworthiness Certificate, must be displayed in the aircraft visible to passengers and crew. It never expires as long as the aircraft is maintained in an airworthy condition. Registration certificate expires every 3 years. Radio station license, only required for international flights. Operating limitations, found in the FAA-approved Airplane Flight Manual, AFM or Pilot's Operating Handbook, POH, weight and balance, current W&B data for the specific aircraft, required inspections, aviates, annual, every 12 calendar months, VOR, every 30 days, for IFR flight, 100 hour, required if the aircraft is used for hire or flight instruction. Altimeter, pitot static, every 24 calendar months, for IFR flight. Transponder, every 24 calendar months. ELT, every 12 calendar months, after 1 hour of cumulative use or after 50% of its battery life has been used. Service bulletins and airworthiness directives, ADs. ADs are legally enforceable regulations issued by the FAA to correct an unsafe condition. They are mandatory. Required equipment, Atomato flames, flaps, VFR day, Atomato flames, altimeter, tachometer, oil pressure gauge, magnetic compass, airspeed indicator, temperature gauge for liquid-cooled engine, oil temperature gauge, fuel gauges, landing gear position indicator, if applicable, anti-collision lights, manifold pressure gauge for constant speed prop, ELT, seat belts, VFR night, flaps, all-day equipment plus, fuses, 1 spare set or 3 of each kind, landing light, if for hire, anti-collision lights, position lights, nav lights, source of power, battery/alternator. Inoperative equipment. According to FAIR 91.213, if you find inoperative equipment, you first ask if your aircraft has a minimum equipment list, MEL. If not, most training aircraft don't. You check if the equipment is required by 1. The aircraft's type certificate data sheet, TCDS, 2. The kinds of operations equipment list, KOEL, in the POH, 3. FAR 91.205, ATOMATOFLAMES, or 4. An Airworthiness Directive, AD. If it's not required by any of these, it must be deactivated or removed and placarded inoperative. The PIC then makes the final decision if the flight is safe to conduct.